Hey there everyone, welcome back to GameVine, and my name is Dave, and as you can see, we are back in our board game room, which I'm super excited to shoot our very first video here for the 7th unboxing of Board Game Bento here. Now, I want to add the caveat that I did open the box prematurely, but the only reason I did that was because I heard something transpired in the whole process. Now, if you've been a subscriber, you know, or if you watch the videos, you know that Board Game Bento adds games to the box, but they also give you a little flavor, like accessories that are personalized to the specific Board Game Bento line. Now, last month it was the sunglasses, and the month before I think it was calculator. There have been invitations and a Board Game Bento mouse pad. But the reason why they don't have one in this box, which, spoiler alert, is because they took a survey, I think last month, to see what people wanted and what they didn't want. They got a huge response from people saying that they didn't really feel that the accessories were needed. And I don't know where I stand here. I think the personalized items were neat, but if people don't want them, why not save the money? And I'm sure that kind of stuff for Board Game Bento is costly, and just focus on the games right now. I personally could take or leave them. I thought some of the accessories were neat, but ultimately, yes, for me, they did just get set off to the side, and I really didn't do much with them. So it's neither here nor there for me, but if it's something that you like, I would suggest that you go to Board Game Bento, or if they do another survey, and speak out and let your voice be heard and say, I want the accessories back. But until that happens, Board Game Bento is just going to focus on giving you good quality games and not waste money on things that people really don't want. And it says all that right here on the little pad here, which is why I opened it up, just to make sure I was reading it right. But there's that. So let's not dabble much longer and open this Board Game Bento box and see what comes in it. Today's theme is the past. So they have a lot to draw from. There are tons of games that are based in the past, so I'm pretty excited to see what is in this box, even though I've seen it already, but I get to show you. Next month's theme, if you're going to go and subscribe, well, it's going to be the present, so I like the kind of succession that they're going on. So, without further ado, let's open this up and show you what comes in the past theme Board Game Bento box. Of course, as always, we have the packing goods. We'll just put it right here. And the first game that I see here is a game that I have. Now, this hasn't happened for, I don't know, 4 months at this point. So I get to actually give a game to one of my friends. And this is a good one. This is by Slugfest Games, who are popular for the Red Dragon Inn series. And I've done a lot of reviews for Red Dragon Inn. And I have a review for High Noon Saloon here. And of course, this is definitely hitting on the past theme. This is based in the Wild Wild West. Now, this game is a pretty simple one, but I think it's an incredibly fun one. Where I think the components are lacking a little bit in this game, the gameplay brings it to life, and you have a good experience. Though, of course, it would have been a little better if the card quality is okay, and if the board was a bit bigger, that would have been kind of fun too. But again, the experience is what I like about High Noon Saloon. It's a game of take that. Just like a lot of Slugfest games, especially Red Dragon Inn, you are a cowboy going in a saloon and having a gunfight, or even slugging it out with your other opponents. And you are jumping through like windows, and you're jumping off of balconies, hiding behind piano, and you're shooting. And you can play teams, or you can play like on your own, taking out everybody and see who the last man standing is. So I like High Noon Saloon. I think this one ranges about, I don't know, $20 to possibly $30 MSRP. A good game, and I can't wait to give this to probably my co-host Trevor. If Chris wants it, he deserves it because he hasn't got a game from Board Game Bento. So that is the first one in the past Board Game Bento box. And we're not going to go for the big one yet. So we're going to start with, next we'll do this Manhattan Project Chain Reaction. Now, if you've played the Manhattan Project game, This one isn't a streamlined version, of course, being the card game. Board game producers always like to do this kind of thing. If they have a hit board game, they always make a card-based game to streamline it and hope it takes off just as well. This is, of course, hitting on the past theme back in the day when the Manhattan Project was being developed for the nuclear stuff and bombs and whatnot. It's where you're trying to get resources in the main Manhattan Project game to build up to the actual research to make the bombs and eventually blow people up. Well, this one is the same thing, but in card form. And I'm told, I haven't played this one and I do not own this one, but I heard it wraps up in about 30 minutes, whereas Manhattan Project, the board game, is a bit longer and maybe a bit more convoluted. So I think, personally, I would like this one a little more, but I can't tell you yet because I haven't played it. But this is the Manhattan Project Chain Reaction card game, and I would say this one is ranging anywhere from like $15 to $20 MSRP. So right now you have anywhere from, I don't know, about $45 or so in the box, and we're going to move on to the big game edition that they have. And I already see a whole bunch of seal of approvals from the Dice Tower, which is one of GameVine's favorite board game channels, kind of where we got our start because they were our inspiration. Yeah, take that as you will. But this one is the World's Fair 1893. Now this is another game that I do not own, so 1 out of 3 games I do own, and I think that is a pretty good hit. And again, every time I say it here on the videos, in my 500 plus collection, I've gotten 2 new ones, and I can give one to one of my good friends. Now, the World's Fair I haven't played either, but I know of it a bit. Of course, this is going to be based in the festival in Chicago. Eerie enough, that's where H.H. Holmes took out a lot of people. So let's find out a little bit how this game works. Let's read the back here. Take a step back in time and experience the wonder and beautiful of this spectacular event. Acting as an organizer of the fair, send out your supporters to gain favor with influential people and secure the grand exhibit that will be put on display. So I'm going to guess that this is kind of a worker placement, maybe a resource gather kind of game, but don't quote me on that because I have not played this. I only know of it because it was something that I've seen, I think was at Origins a little ways back. But I'm super excited to give this a shot, and this is from Renegade Games, which have a lot of games that I personally like Lanterns and whatnot. But World's Fair was the winner of the Mensa Select Award, which is a pretty renowned award when it comes to board games. So it has to have some kind of appeal to it, right? But those are all the games that come in this past edition. I would say the World's Fair ranges anywhere from $30 to $40 MSRP, so you are definitely getting your money's worth, especially if you get a discount, whether it be, you know, subscribing for 6 months, or if you have a promotional code that Board Game Bento always has around and helps you out there. So, I think this was a pretty good box. 3 solid games. So that is it for the past edition of Board Game Bento. 3 pretty good games from my understanding. I've played this one here, and these 2 I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot of fun with my co-hosts playing these and or my board game friends. I do want to send out a huge thank you to Board Game Bento for your continuing support. I will say it in every video that I do an unboxing for you guys, that this is the highlight of the month for me when I get to do the videos and send it out to the fans and or add these games to my collection. Also want to send out a huge thank you to the viewers out there. If you are new and you like what you're seeing here, well, click like and subscribe. That's only going to help us get feedback to know that unboxings are things that you like to watch, and we'll continue to grow and do more of these. And of course, if you're a repeat watcher, well, that tugs on our heartstrings so much, knowing that you are continuing to support us as well, and we're going to keep making videos if you keep watching them. So until next time, I've been Dave, and have a great rest of your day and a great time with all the board games that you play. You heard it here on the GameVine. I'm out, everybody. Bye.